Look at finding the area of this figure. Determine the area. We have a trapezoid, we have a base and another base. Those are the two parallel sides. And then we have this dotted dash line that makes a right angle. We're going to call that the height. And we want to kind of understand that. Well, probably looked up the formula. We have this, so we have an h and a half and a what is a base 1 and a base 2. And so I want to look a little bit, not just at getting the answer, but understanding that formula and understanding why the answer is what it is. And so what I've done beforehand is cut out a couple of identical trapezoids. Remember that the parallel sides are called bases. We'll call this shorter one base 1, bottom one base 2. And I have two of them because if I take two of them and turn one of them this way and I put them together, now I have something that looks a little bit like the state of Tennessee, for those of you who know what Tennessee looks like. Otherwise, we'll just call this a parallelogram, and I'll put that up on the board here. So we can kind of see that, and that's sort of our reference point. Now, how do I find the area of that parallelogram? Well, the area of a parallelogram is base times the height. Okay, well, that's great. That's a parallelogram, but what about a trapezoid? Well, one of those trapezoids is half the area of that parallelogram. So I'll abbreviate trapezoid is equal to 1/2 the area of the parallelogram. And now I start filling in some more information. Well, it's really 1/2 of the base times the height. And now as I go back and look over at that parallelogram that we have, I'll call this smaller one, remember, was base 1, and the longer one was base 2, so the whole side is base 1 plus base 2. So in place of base, we'll call that base 1 plus base 2. And the height of the parallelogram, well, that's just the same as the height of the trapezoid to start with. And we still have a 1/2, and if we do a little bit of abbreviation, 1/2 times B1 plus B2, those are subscripts, times the height. And I'll abbreviate that with H, and then we rearrange that a little bit, and we have what is the typical formula that you've seen, 1/2 height times B1 plus B2. So if I were to find the area of this trapezoid, write the area formula. The height is 12. Base 1 is 21, base 2 is 27. And if you're worried, you can switch those around, call them 27 and 21. So we have 1/2 times 12 times 48. Half of 12 is 6 times 48. And if we do a little multiplying in our head, we get 288. And of course, we want to have a unit, and these are squares, so square meters. And that's how you would find the area of a trapezoid, and think of it as half of the area of a parallelogram. So good luck.